Hey my loved ones, welcome back to my channel. So today I am bringing you a video of my makeup palette collection. So today's brand is BH Cosmetics. Go ahead and check out the playlist down below to see what other palettes that I have reviewed already and showed you guys already. Because I have over 200 palettes, I cannot put all those palettes in one video, so I separated all of them into brand. So today is Coastal Scents. Okay, so I'm not Coastal Scents, BH Cosmetics. So with this brand, I'm going to start off with the 120 palettes that I do have from BH Cosmetics, which are the oldest palettes, which they do not sell anymore, but you could probably check on Kohl's website to see if they still have the 120 palettes. Okay, so I only have 3 of the BH Cosmetics 120 palettes. I have BH the number 1 series, 2 and 5. So I do not have 3 and 4. They only had 5 series, so here we go. So this is the first palette, which is the 120 first edition. Looks like this, and it has 2 trays on the inside. When I first started YouTube, I used these palettes a lot, but now I have so many palettes I haven't even got a chance to do any makeup tutorials using these palettes. But the pigmentation of BH Cosmetics and Coastal Scents palettes are very good. So yeah, and they're very affordable. Okay, so this is the first pan in the first edition, and this is the second pan of the first edition. And the difference between this one and the Coastal Scents 120 palettes is the Coastal Scents has a string, so you could pull the string to lift up the tray. Okay, so that is the second tray of the first edition. This is the second edition. Oh, this one has a string. The first one didn't have a string. Okay, so this is what the first tray looked like in the second edition. And this is the second pan of the second edition. So I am going to try to do some makeup looks using all of the palettes that I have, which is so hard because it's just so much. Okay, so this is the 5th edition of the BH Cosmetics 120 palette. Okay, so this is the first tray, and this one has more neutral tones than the other 2. Okay, so this is the second tray. Okay, so moving right along. So we have the BH Cosmetics Smoky Eye Edition. Looks like this. We have the neutral eyeshadow palette, which looks like this. We have the Modern Mattes palette. And And this palette has the frosty cover, and you see the other two had the shiny clear cover. So this is the Modern Mattes. Every shade in here is matte. Then we have the Essential Eyes. Looks like this, and the majority of these eyeshadow are shimmer shadows. Then we have the Club Tropicana palette by BH Cosmetics. And it looks like this, and every shadow in here are shimmer, or if you want to call it foiled. And this is another foiled eyes palette. And when they say foiled, I think you can use them wet and dry. So this is the first foil palette. This is the second foil palette. And these are more of your smoky tones, but every eyeshadow in here are shimmer. Then you have the Blushed Neutral 26 eyeshadow and blush palette. So this have blushes and eyeshadow, and it looks like this. Okay, so then you have four other older palettes. So I have the Eyes on the 60s palette from BH Cosmetics. Never ever used these before, and it looks like this. As you can see, I still have the plastic on them. So that is Eyes on the 60s. Then I have Eyes on the 70s. And it looks like this. Very beautiful colors. I don't even understand why I haven't used any of these palettes at all. I haven't used any of these palettes at all. I probably used the 120 palette once or twice, and I used the Studio Pro once. Okay, so that is Eye on the 70s. So then you have Eyes on the 80s. Looks like this. This one is very colorful. And then you have the first Take Me to Brazil palette. I don't have the second one, but I plan on getting it. So this is the first Take Me to Brazil palette. Looks like this. I really do love this palette. I have used this palette a couple of times, and this is what it looks like. I need to go ahead and order the other palette, but they were always out of stock. So I'm gonna, once I get off of the off of camera, I'm probably gonna order the second one. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Okay, so then I got both of the Studio Pro palettes from BH Cosmetics. Okay, so this first one is the Ultimate Neutral Shadow Palette. And these are very difficult to open. Ooh, matter of fact, the top is broke. How is the top broke? Okay, so this is what it looks like. And what I like about this palette, it reminds me of the Morphe 350 palette, but it has a whole lot more shades than that palette. And the shadows is the same size of the Morphe 350 palette. And the first 3 rows are mattes, and the bottom 3 rows are shimmer. I don't know how the top broke. What's going on? Okay, so that is the Ultimate Neutral Shadow Palette. Just trying to be able to close it. And then you have the Ultimate Artistry Shadow Palette. This one has more color. The other one was all neutral. And this is what it looks like. I did use this palette before. So this is the Studio Pro Artistry Shadow Palette. And last but not least, I have the It's Ray Ray palette by BH Cosmetics. I also have the Carly Bybel. I also have these two, but I was only doing shadows, so I didn't grab the other ones. But I have the It's Me Ray Ray palette, which I like. And it has like some face powders, highlighters, contour. The contour is life, okay? The contour shade right here is life for the dark skin women with the melanin skin. And you have the beautiful eyeshadows right there. And then I have the Carly Bybel palette, which I wasn't going to show because I usually use this for highlight only. I never used the shadows before. So this is what it looks like. I plan on getting the other one as well. I also have the Missy Lynn palette, which looks like this. And then I have this palette. I have another one of these palettes that look like this that has 4 shadows on it, but I'm not sure where it's at. But this is what this is the Wild and Radiance highlighter palette. And that is what that looks like. Okay, so that is all the palettes that I have from BH Cosmetics. I do have some contour palettes, blush palettes, cream palettes from BH Cosmetics, but they are upstairs in my Diva space upstairs and my studio upstairs. I have a studio upstairs, I have a studio downstairs, and I have just palettes everywhere. Okay, I'm just not gonna gather all the palettes and do all that. Okay, so I'm doing all the eye stuff. All the eyes. That's why I wasn't even gonna do these, because I use these as highlighters and I wasn't gonna do those, but I did them anyway. Okay, so thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to please rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys real soon. Bye.